As you all have probably picked up by now, Team Wendy is a pretty unique name, particularly for a company that is in the military, law enforcement, and search and rescue space. In fact, Wendy is Wendy Moore. She unfortunately passed away in 1997 after suffering traumatic brain injury from skiing in Mammoth Mountain, Colorado. The family, led by Dan Moore, did a tremendous job in honoring her legacy by starting Team Wendy. At the time, nobody was wearing ski helmets, and so the logical thing to do was to create ski helmets for people out on the mountain, and not only just create ski helmets, but create the most protective ski helmet. We had not had success with a ski helmet, but we had developed a multi-impact foam material inside that ski helmet that ended up testing optimally to the Army's requirements. And so lo and behold, overnight, we ended up getting into the business of the military, supporting our men and women in uniform by incorporating the technology that we've developed for the ski helmet to decelerate the head inside the helmet and to address the missing element in the combat helmet, which was blunt impact protection. And so we started to develop helmet systems for what we call the tactical communities. So you guys probably know them more as sort of the Navy SEALs, the U.S. Delta Forces, the Army Rangers, the Special Forces as well, Green Berets, and helmets they're called high-cut helmets, and they're designed to be able to support communications systems and other things that these operators, as they're called, can use in their job to fulfill the mission. So we've grown that in both non-ballistic helmets, which means carbon fiber shells, or polycarbonate or plastic shells, where there is not a need for ballistic protection, to also evolving into full ballistic protection, which is a helmet that can stop a high-velocity projectile. And then not just the military, but since we had a great foothold in the military, both domestic and internationally, we went into law enforcement and support significant amount of the community in law enforcement, again, domestically and internationally. But I now want to talk about just how cool it is to make things. And what's really, really fun in our space is that we get to influence what ultimately is on the heads of some of the most prominent military, law enforcement, and search and rescue members out there, not just in the US, but in the world. And we have such a great cadre of folks working in manufacturing here at Team Wendy that just gain such a thrill, and rightfully so, from designing product to manufacturing the product, producing it, to marketing the product, to putting it out in the space, and then turning on the television and saying, wow, that's cool, I made that. And I couldn't encourage you all more to think about the opportunity to get into roles that are in manufacturing. There are just so many elements of it that could suit your taste and needs. And frankly, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to come out of finishing college. You can go through a trade school and get involved in manufacturing, come out of high school and learn a skill that directly impacts, again, people that are out there that are going to be using your product in whatever capacity that is. And it also supports us as a country to be able to continue to grow our manufacturing base and capabilities.
Hi, my name is Brandon Haas. I'm a quality technician here at Team Wendy. The quality technician position mostly entails of inspecting shells, making sure they're all fully up to quality standards in terms of looks and shape, feel, size. We want to make sure that every product is perfect going out to the customer. I got my start in manufacturing through an internship that I acquired here at Team Wendy. About 2 years ago, I was hired on through a job fair, and since then I've been a quality intern, but more recently, 6 months ago, I was promoted to a quality technician, which consists of a lot more testing, a lot more serious work related to the manufacturing field, and it really let me dive deeper into it. The quality technician position requires a lot of testing and inspecting related processes. There is certain times where I'll be inspecting many shells to make sure that anything going to the customer is perfect for them and up to quality standards. The testing aspect is more related to testing the shells to make sure they're up to the standards based on the G-forces that hit the shells during blunt impact testing, or the type of bullets that can penetrate the outside shell, and more things related to that. The biggest thing that I would tell anyone who's looking in a career in manufacturing is to just do it. It's definitely something good to get into. There's always more to do with manufacturing. There's always something new you're going to learn, and if you work hard, you're going to get paid off. There's always more positions available. You can always work your way up through the company and learn many new experiences throughout. The company culture here at Team Wendy is really good. We spend a lot of time making everyone feel welcome. We always try and treat everyone equally. We don't talk down to people. It doesn't matter what position you're at. Everyone's friends around here.
Hey, my name is Deshaun Wilson, quality technician here at Team Wendy. I started in manufacturing right out of high school. I believe it was 2006, and I wanted to go out and see what I can do for myself as a young adult. I was at a temp agency actually, and it was a new contract, and they sent me to a place called Team Wendy, and it changed my life forever. I've been here ever since.
Let's talk a little bit about manufacturing and this perception out there that it's just a dirty job and getting our hands dirty. Well, you actually can get your hands dirty, but that's literal and figuratively speaking. I mean, getting your hands dirty, in my view, is jumping in there, diving in there, getting involved, making things, influencing what the direction is a particular company takes on what they're making and what they're putting out to market. It is a broad breadth of opportunities that manufacturing offers. Now, you could start in a particular area where you probably literally are getting your hands dirty and you're learning a skill set, but then you can carry that skill set into other areas because they all come together in many ways.
Hi, my name is Melissa Martin. I am the production supervisor here at Team Wendy. And one of my main duties here at Team Wendy is to make sure that everything is out the door and it's a good product and on time to the customers. I got my start in manufacturing at Royal Appliance 29 years ago. I started on the production line, and from the production line I went to quality. From quality I was moved to assistant supervisor, and then from there I became a supervisor. My work-life balance is a very good one. Here at Team Wendy, our hours are from 6 to 2, so you still have time to get home and do whatever's needed from you. As far as overtime, we might have overtime maybe twice a year, and that will be on a Saturday, and we try to come in early to get done so you can still have your full day of Saturday to have a good time. You can earn a good living working in manufacturing. You also have the opportunity to go to school. You get reimbursed from that. You have health care, you have your dental, you have your vision. There's a lot of opportunities and benefits that you can have through working in manufacturing. We have diversity here at Team Wendy, and also here at Team Wendy is like one big happy family. Everyone gets along and everyone works as a team. And I really wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here at Team Wendy working.
My name is Tia Marillis, and I am the shipping supervisor here at Team Wendy. Some of the job duties that I do here, I manage inbound and outbound shipments, I coordinate shipments when they're ready, I maintain on-time delivery, and I ensure that goods are ready to ship. After several years working in the healthcare industry, I wanted to try something different. I started working here at Team Wendy for my first job in manufacturing. I started working in the sewing area, assembling chin straps. I transitioned into being a shipping coordinator and to now where I am now, being a shipping supervisor.
Hi, my name's Amanda Paul. I'm the purchasing manager at Team Wendy. I'm in charge of overseeing the purchasing department, which consists of our supply chain management, supplier relationships, and inventory management. I graduated high school in 2008, and I did not end up getting a 4-year degree, or a 2-year degree for that matter, at any college. However, working at Team Wendy over the years, I've been enabled to receive specialized training and professional development, specifically in the purchasing industry. So the certification that I obtained was through that training, and it has really enabled me to grow in my position with everything that I've learned. One thing I really like about working in manufacturing is how ever-changing it is. It's not the same every single day, never gets boring at all. So I come into work every day just ready to dive right in and deal with the unexpected. To any young person who is considering a career in manufacturing, I would say that there are so many different things that you can do in manufacturing. It's not all just the same type of work. There are so many different types of roles, so there might be something for everyone.
So I'm Jose Alberto. I'm a lead on Building 5 for Team Wendy. We do some ballistic manufacturing, and my title is overlook every single operation that we're running on that building. On Team Wendy, I started on September 2017, and from this point and up, it's been a growing tremendously. I'm learning so many things, and Team Wendy to me is a life changer. You can really earn a good living on manufacturing. As a matter of fact, for the last on these 3 years that I've been working on Team Wendy, I buy my first house and a brand new car, and I got different types of benefit, I think, from here. They really educating you to how to use 401k, how to invest on different things. They give you the source and the direction, the right direction to grow yourself.
So specifically around Team Wendy here and the culture that we've created, and let's just focus on manufacturing for now. It's a culture where we give people tremendous autonomy to be able to have an impact, to influence, to recommend ideas, to not just to do your job, but to think big picture. And as you learn and you gain experience and that knowledge and wisdom, you're able to bring more to the equation, more to the table, to be able to have success at the greater level. So I encourage you, when you go through your career, look for opportunities like that, like Team Wendy, that give you the autonomy, the culture, and the opportunities to learn. But also, I encourage you to be patient. I know it's very difficult sometimes to want something now and be impatient about having that take some time. Instead of looking for something that gives you an immediate return or satisfaction tomorrow, look for the runway that allows you to get there. So be in the place that allows you to try different things, to influence directions, to weigh in, and over time, as folks gain confidence in you and your skill sets, and as you grow professionally, the runway exists in the place that you happen to be that allows you to grow, because you will have opportunities to grow. As I've mentioned before, here at Team Wendy, we love hiring people that come in with the intangibles in addition to the technical skill sets. The intangibles are the drive, the passion, the wanting to learn, wanting to influence. And those that are that way certainly progress really quickly, and frankly are identified as those that we give more opportunities to. So I want to share a story here that sort of will put this into perspective. When I talked earlier about impact, in many cases saving lives, the ability to manufacture something that makes a difference. We received this email from, it's called a SOF medic, that's the jargon in the military, Special Operation Forces medic. So this was a young special operations soldier who was in Afghanistan, and he was patrolling, and of course come to find this out later, and is patrolling with some of his comrades, and ends up getting shot in the head. And it was assessed that it was a shot that came from about 300 yards up on a mountainside, and they were engaged with what ultimately became, was the Taliban in a firefight. And what's interesting is he put this to me in an email, actually to the company, to the general mailbox, and of course I received it with a note, you should read this. And what he submitted then I just had more questions, so I engaged with this gentleman, young soldier, and it was very emotional because when I started to engage him, he said, not only did you save my life that day in your company, my family, my wife, my daughter, thank you for saving my life. And what you guys do makes a difference. And it's an emotional subject for me to talk about because it is impact. And that all started with young engineers thinking about how can we do something that is designed in a way that is most effective, to looking at materials and how we can incorporate materials in a helmet that provide higher levels of ballistic protection. That could also look at how we do it in a way that is relatively light, because you can't operate as a soldier with something really heavy because it encumbers your ability to move. And then ultimately, well, how do we make it? How do we manufacture it? And that involves the whole team, everybody that's involved in the process, that results in the helmet that went on that soldier's head. And I'll tell you, if you don't think that manufacturing and just creating things that make a difference have impact, well, that is a story that I would welcome you or encourage you to share to others about where in fact you do have the ability to influence. So that one stands with us today. We have a photo of the helmet in the hallway, and it isn't the only story we've heard. We know of 5 saves, as we call them, with similar scenarios with folks that have been unfortunately shot, but their lives have been saved because of the technology and the products that were developed and manufactured here at Team Wendy.